college baseball tournament field is set, and the Florida Gators are in the number. We've got 1010XL's Frank Frangie here. Frank, it's been a great season for Gators baseball.
It really has. In fact, they're the #2 overall seed. I think it's the best team they've had since they won the national championship back in 2017 because of pitching. They've got 2 first-rounders in Sproat and Waldrop this year, and Caglione is going to be a first-rounder next year. They hit a lot of home runs, and they've got very good pitching. It's the best team they've had, I think, Jamal, since they won the national championship.
Now, the Gators did get pretty hot there in the SEC tournament, even had some late-game heroics that you definitely like to see, that had fans talking, even though they did come up short and weren't able to take home the tournament championship. But they're a #2 seed in the tournament, which is good news for the Gators, and they're hosting, so that always helps.
Yeah, it's a couple things. Number one, I think the SEC tournament went perfectly for them. You want to win a few games. You don't want to be playing late, though, because you don't want to use your pitchers. I don't think they would have come back with Sproat or Waldrop at all. I don't think those guys were going to pitch, even if they'd have made the championship game. So I think it worked out perfectly. The danger for the Gators is not this weekend. I think they're going to win this weekend. I think they're better than Texas Tech and UConn and the other teams in it. The danger here is if they win and if South Carolina wins, they get matched in the Super Regional. And even though it's in Gainesville, that's a team that swept the Gators earlier. So I don't love that draw. 2 plays 15, so they'll play South Carolina if they win. But I think they're in good shape this weekend.
All right, and now all the games start on Friday. It's got to be exciting for the Gators fans in Gainesville to be able to go out and support the team, know they'll get to see them in person. It's always fun when you're hosting these kind of things because you do get a little bit of a better crowd, which does give you a lift.
You know why that matters, too, this year? As crazy as it seems, football and basketball obviously are the sports people pay attention to. And the reality is Florida hasn't been very good at either one of those for a few years. So this is the one sport where they're one of the best teams in the country, one of the best 2 or 3 teams in the country. And that's something for those Gator fans to hold on to. So I think it almost matters more now because Gator fans have been down on their luck a little bit. Teams around them are good, and they're not so much. So I think this is important. I think this regional, the Super, getting to Omaha, very important for Gator Nation. I really do.
All right, you mentioned how good the Skiers Gators team is. Do you think, as the tournament's starting, do you think they have a realistic chance of taking home the championship?
I think there's a good chance they win the national championship. I think Wake Forest is very good. There's no question about that. LSU is very good. I think those are the 3 best teams. Wake Forest, Florida, and LSU. They're the deepest teams. Florida's got pitching. The question is the bullpen, Jamal. They can hit. There's as good a home run hitting team as there is in the country. They can pitch. Their 2 or 3 starters are very good. If the bullpen holds up, Florida's going to get to Omaha and do very well there.
All right, we'll keep an eye on that. Again, the Gators' first game of the tournament starts on Friday. We'll keep an eye on all of it as they go, hopefully, make their way all the way to Omaha.